So thank you guys. Hi, this is Cassandra from the Valley Air District. So thank you everybody for being on this call. We'll go ahead and kick it off and talk about the first item, which is discuss the home fireplace changeout show and tell. We're really excited. This event will be taking place next Thursday in Stockton at Yasu Yani Restaurant. The time will be from 4:30 to 7 p.m. And you know, we're super excited about this. This will be our second event. Our first one was held in Shafter, and very similar situation, small, quaint atmosphere. We had coffee and tea provided, and this gave the residents the opportunity to be able to discuss one-on-one, face-to-face with the retailers, ask any questions that they have, and then proceed forward with the retailer that, you know, best suits their needs. And so we're super excited about doing the same thing for all you all in Stockton. So with that, we've got social media that is running. We've made a bunch of flyers. I believe everything has been mailed out to the committee as well. Is there any other thoughts? I mean, any other you know, potential ways that we can help get this word out that maybe you guys have had the opportunity to think about that maybe we haven't quite touched on just yet? So curious to hear your guys' opinion on that. Yes, okay. Leonard.
Yes, I tried to get up to upload my fireplace, the pictures of it. I was able to do the application, but when I got to upload the pictures, it would not upload it. It kept saying it didn't take that type of photo, and I tried to put it in a PDF format. I tried to put it in JPEG. I don't know, maybe it was just me, but it would not accept my photos. I was wondering if there's someone going to be at this location where I can bring my laptop and just do it there.
So we understand that given the nature of this type of event, we are going to have a grants team on hand, the one that processes all of these applications. And so they understand that people that are signing up with the retailers may not have access to their photos just yet, but somebody from the grants team will follow up with the applicant and then try to get those photos. But to answer your question, yes, you could bring in your laptop and we can try and retrieve them that day, or we can do it at a later date. It's whatever is most convenient for you.
Okay, yeah, that'd be fine. Whichever way works best, guys.
And this is Stephanie. Maybe I'll just add, Leonard, like Cass is saying, like we'd love to have you at the event, but if you just want to if you do want some assistance, we can pass your information along to our grants team to like call you and like walk you through the application too. So I'll offer both ways. If you wanted to come in person, check out the event, there'll be people there, but we can also connect you to like actual staff that can walk you either via phone, you know, or email. They can walk you through like submitting your application.
Well, yeah, I'd rather try having someone walk me through it and come all the way down. I'm sure there'll be a line of people with, you know, pressing things, and I don't want to be in the middle of anything. Just so yeah, you can just put me on the list.
This is Heather. Leonard, I totally like that idea. Actually, I would love to connect you with staff, because if we could replicate what was happening for you, chances are it's happening for other people. And I'd love to see it. I'd love to connect with you like that. Maybe even I'll jump on the call. We'll get an incentives person on the call and we'll see what's happening when you're trying to upload it, so we can solve that problem. And at the same time, we'll get your pictures from you too.
Okay.
Cool.
Now,
Thank you.
I thought about maybe I could just bring some pictures.
Oh yeah, you could bring the hard copies too. We'll take anything from you.
Okay.
Yeah, but I definitely would love to, I'll connect with you. We have your phone number and circle back around and get a grant person on the line and maybe try and figure out what's happening when you're trying to do it. Because you're right, that's frustrating. I changed the file type. I did the things that ask and it wasn't working for you. So I want to make it work.
All right.
So back to my, this is Cassandra, back to my original question. Is there any thoughts on other ways that we can potentially help get the word out about this event next Thursday? Whether it be, you know, other community outreach type of deals?
And this is Stephanie. I do believe a lot of folks, like most of the folks on this call, got hard copies. The one person I'm now realizing though, Brianna, is I don't think I mailed you any. So if you would like any hard copies, or if I remember during our last meeting, you also mentioned like public health interns and being able to connect with some people. So if there's any way, if you'd like these flyers, like either like hard copy or email to you, let us know.
Yes, please, Stephanie. I was actually looking through my email right now to see if I missed it, but if you could please send that to me, I'd greatly appreciate it. PHS is more than happy to share it on our social media, and then also our public information officer can share it with his CBO list as well.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is Heather. Fantastic. In fact, we made a nice little social image that I'm going to drop in chat right now too.
Thank you. And this is Brianna, by the way. I'm sorry.
This is Cassandra. Hi, Douglas. Thank you for joining us. Currently, we're just trying to gather, we're talking about the Fireplace Show and Tell event that's going to be in Stockton next Thursday at Yasuyani Restaurant. And we're just currently trying to figure out if there's any other ways that we could make this event more well-known to the folks there in Stockton. So we were discussing how packets have been mailed out, and are there any other things that maybe we might have missed or not thought of to help advertise this event for the folks there in the area?
Yes, I was wondering why when I checked my email, just a second. Yeah, I'm just curious about when do I mail that out, or when's it going to be mailed out?
This is Stephanie. Douglas, are you asking about the flyers for the event? If so, we did actually mail packets of lots of information to folks, I think 2 weeks ago. So hopefully you've received it by now. It would have, this is Stephanie, it would have come in a big orange envelope with a couple of other things in there. We put a calendar in there for you and some other information. Go ahead, Douglas.
Well, I was just saying that she said that they already mail out. I was wondering if they already did. I didn't receive anything about the information that you just said right now. So it's an event, or this is like a community event, or this for the member only to go to whatever restaurant that we'll be meeting in person, or are we still going virtual again? Or that's what I was asking, that's all.
And this is Stephanie. Douglas, the flyer for this, yeah, thanks, Leonard. There's a whole, do you see those flyers that Leonard's holding up? We mailed out copies of it. Had a lot of things in there. There's a little calendar, a couple of flyers, and it came in a big orange envelope that says Valley Air District on there. Maybe look through your mail. If you didn't get it,
I didn't get that. I received envelope. Yes.
Okay. That's a good point though, Douglas. I'm wondering, Cass, do you mind providing a couple of details just about like the retailers, maybe some fun things that are going to happen actually at the event?
Sure. So to entice folks to come, we are offering a $100 gift card as well as some other raffle items. I believe we're going to do air filters, 1 or 2. Do you know?
Yes, this Heather, in-room air purifiers. We will hand out 2 of those. Nice.
Perfect. Yes. So we're going to have a couple of neat, giveaways to entice people to come in. We'll do a raffle. And then in terms of retailers, we currently have 5, maybe 6. I'll know by the end of today. So super excited about that. Let's see here. So we have Ben's Appliance, who will be attending. Valley Fireplace Incorporated will be attending. Total Fireplace Incorporated. And then we've also have
one moment, you're going really fast and I have to finger spell all of that.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. So I got the first one, this Ben's. The second one was Valley
Fireplace Incorporated.
Okay.
Total Fireplace Incorporated,
Okay.
Bailey's Heating and Air Incorporated. And the good thing about them is they provide electric heat pumps. So we'll have some education around that because that's the newest component to our grants. And then we will also have, the last one is the Spa Doctor of Modesto. So currently those are the 5 retailers right now that all have confirmed their attendance for this event. And so as I mentioned earlier, you know, we're hoping that this will be just a relaxed atmosphere. People can come in. The restaurant is going to provide a couple of sandwiches in small little finger food fashion. So that way folks can grab something delicious to nibble on and have some coffee and tea, and then be able to peruse each retailer's table and, you know, ask any questions that they may have and hopefully go through this grant program. Yes, Heather.
Good point, Cass. Thank you. I wanted to note, if you're trying to convince someone to attend, or, you know, lobby some ammunition toward attending, these retailers don't have storefronts in Stockton. So really a big piece of this event is the fact that someone could go right in their neighborhood on next Thursday night and get some information without having to travel too far, to gather up 4 or 5 different retailers worth of, you know, hey, what do you offer? And it's just a really good space to get information when it's really not readily available in your boundary.
That is actually a great point. None of the retailers are from Stockton. So they're all traveling from afar to be at this event. Yes, Douglas.
Yeah, that's good. But sometimes I remember Heather was saying that most of the vendors are outside Stockton. When we try to, I think we're trying to make it something like within the area, but unfortunately, realistic, it's not gonna happen. But it's better to have somebody show up from a different point of view as a vendor that still works the outside of Stockton. It's a good thing, and I think that's better than nothing. But the only thing that might be a bigger concern that lately I've been having a lot of phone, mail, flyer, postcard, everything about solar energy. And I just want to know how you guys feel about those type of programs. They're telling that they're free. It's going to be in your area. They're going to help you finance. What is the effectiveness of that particular solar energy that will help alleviate consumption of environment of electric use or whatever? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Maybe you guys, Heather or Stephanie, wouldn't know anything about it. What the purpose of that? Having a solar, is it beneficial to us? I need to be more educated than putting myself in debt if it's not a crucial thing for us to have or not. You know what I mean? Thank you.
Great. This Heather. Great point, Douglas. Steph, I'm looking to you. Our weatherization indoor air filtration group, do we unpack any measures related to solar? It's very interesting that you should comment, Douglas. We definitely have that measure in a couple of our communities, and it is met with lots of questions, and the same questions about weatherizations and improving your home and energy use. And I think that's something we can unpack in that other subcommittee. Would you agree, Steph?
Yeah, this is Stephanie. I am trying to check whether or not last meeting we had Layetta from San Joaquin County come to speak to us about their weatherization program.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look a little bit more into whether or not there's any component of this that's related to that, and maybe I can get back to you about that, Douglas.
Thanks, Douglas.
All righty. So to stay on target here, if I'm not hearing any other suggestions about how we can advertise, we can go ahead and move to the next agenda item unless there's any last minute questions about the fireplace change out event. No questions? Okay, we'll go ahead and move on.
Oh, wait, sorry, this is Heather. I have one more question. Douglas, you made a comment earlier, not a question, a comment. You made a comment earlier, just wanted to make sure it was clear. This is absolutely for the public, but we'd love to see all of you guys too. So hopefully we have like a little mini reunion with the committee. Okay, cool. You understand.
That's what I thought. I kind of want to make sure that I want to be there to support you guys and you know, like you said, I'm in reunion because I'm over here in the video, but yet I rather go meet in person. There's so many events that are out there that so far I've been going out and just getting in. I went to the art museum, I went to the Subcommittee, we went to the beautiful beautification area when they cut growth in and they were trimming and everything. They were very interesting. They were telling the history and what they do. And it's wonderful. I'm learning a lot, you know, and that's something that being in person is better than getting too much information, bottling your head so much. It's giving your head at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
and have a snack too, right? It'll be good. It'll be good.
All righty, so this is Cassandra.
One more question on that front, Cass, before we leave that topic. Douglas, I would love, if you do think you're going to come to the event, let us know, because I would love to make sure we have one of our interpreters with us.
I was thinking about going, for serious goal. Yeah, I definitely was thinking about going anyway. Yeah, but if you're going to provide an interpreter, yeah, let me know. I need to get the address to make sure I know what's at. And hopefully my interpreter will be there too, whoever it may be, so I can know who are they, you know what I mean? So
sure, we'll work on that.
Just
absolutely.
A little feedback. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so this is Cassandra. So moving on to the next topic agenda item is residential air filtration program. So this is something that we have $1 million, and we are anticipating roughly about 5,000 units that we can provide to the community. So again, just kind of want to pick your brain on you know, how we can get these units out there, whether that be in-person events or any other ideas that you guys can think of. Are there groups that we should partner with to help distribute these? Just kind of want to know, you know, what are you guys thinking?
And this is Stephanie. Maybe to provide just a little bit of context, some of you actually might have participated in our district pilot program. I think a few of you did sign up for our air filtration pilot. And so that pilot was really successful, but you know, it was through the whole valley and there was only a limited amount of funding. And so this is a new program that was just approved by our board yesterday for $1 million just in the 617 community. Which is we're anticipating probably about 5,000 units. And so as we're kicking this program off, we're just looking to you all as we're starting to think about like outreach and getting this information out to people, we're maybe wanting to brainstorm, like Cass said, in-person events. We've held a couple in-person events for lawnmowers in our other communities. So if there's locations and community hubs that you think would be a good place for people to come and potentially like pick up a free air purifier to bring home, those are things that we'd be interested in getting information on, or just people that Casa is saying to work with, or how to reach out to folks to get this information out. And I'm going to be taking notes right now, so go right ahead, Douglas.
Thank you. Thank you. Katrina, are you the information that the one that's going to be posting different events? Are you going to be there?
Yes, this is Cassandra. Yes, somebody from our air district, I would imagine would definitely be there. It would be something, an event that we would partner with and help run.
Because I was thinking, because I noticed like Stephanie, 5,000 is a lot of machines.
Mhm.
And have you reached out to the youth community, because I know there's a lot of events I know there's a craft feast event. I know there's a shrimp. I don't know. There's a lot of craft feast events going on right now, where you guys can reach out to them. And I know their parents, there were kids with asthma. I had one. I had one at home. I got it, and you know what? It was it's total trip. And I was at first I cleaned my room, make sure that everything was clean, and then I put that thing on, and my filter was dirty for 2 weeks. It was just, and it was to last longer than a month, but it just like changed filter. So I had to change the filter and I put it in there and I closed it. And then next thing I know, my filter and the new filter that I had to replace, another 2 weeks, it tells me to replace it again. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of dust coming from my bedroom, from the kitchen area, a small area. So I don't know if I'm in front of the traffic area where the busy street is, that it's getting a lot of dust coming through my house or whatever. But it's kind of weird that, like, wait a minute, I don't have that much dust in my room. How can I get so dirty so quick? You know, so I guess it's very sentimental when it comes to machines that but I don't know how to order the other filter. If I need another one, so I need to talk to Heather or Stephanie to buy me another one or retail or outlet or whatever to get those type of filter. That also needs to be educated too. So once you get those machines, then we need to let the other consumer know where to get the replacement as well. That's all.
This is Cassandra. Yep, that is all great information. And you do raise a good point, depending on people's location and where they're at. All that stuff might accumulate a little bit more faster in one's area. And so, yes, there is some maintenance of having to replace the filters to keep the unit working in good, proper order. So putting a little bit of education behind that on how one can go about ordering. I'm pretty fairly certain that that can be done through the big box retailers. But just knowing what machine you have and what is the cost and how frequently, we can definitely do some educating on that. That's a great point. Any other suggestions on how we can help get these units out there? So we've got youth community crafting events, and then we'll add the educational component behind that. But any other thoughts for in-person events or organizations that would be great to partner with?
This is Brianna. I actually have a list of a few upcoming community events. I can go ahead and put those flyers in the chat box. Stephanie, earlier you mentioned a community hub. I was thinking of maybe we work closely with Dorothy L. Jones, which is there near Williams Brotherhood Park. And the director, Lindsay, she's always very open to hosting events. In fact, we've hosted a few things there. So that's definitely someone that maybe I can connect you guys with, and maybe that would be a good location to promote this program and spread awareness.
This is Cassandra, and I have a quick question with that location. I'm not familiar, but is there a spot, because the other logistical issue is going to be getting the units there and being able to house them safely. To the best of your knowledge, do you know, is that something that we might potentially be able to do?
It is a pretty big space. Yeah, I think that's something that maybe you guys would have to ask Lindsay about, but she's always open to help. She probably maybe can refer you guys to another location where they can be stored that's close to the center if they don't fit there.
Okay, great.
This is Heather. Brianna, is that a community center? Do they have like evening programming?
They do. I'm not sure. It's also it is a community center, and there's also a clinic, a CMC clinic in there. But they do close pretty early. As far as their programming, I'm not sure what they have going on at the moment. Last time I was there was still kind of like in the middle of COVID, so they weren't doing much.
Gotcha.
But they do have a lot of youth programming there that I'm aware of. There's a few elementary schools nearby, and there's like a small apartment complex also. And then there's the whole Sierra Vista housing as well.
Thank you.
Cassandra, that's wonderful. That'll be a great jumping off point to start and then kind of see where we can go from there. Thank you so much for that, Brianna.
Anytime.
Are there any other suggestions? Places that you guys can think of, groups? Okay, well, we've got some good things to kind of work with, so we can definitely get that ball rolling and inquire to see, and then we'll see what we can get from that. So moving on, we are just flying through this agenda right now. So before we do move to the next agenda item, are there any last minute questions about the residential air filtration program?
Yes, I have a question. Steph, I was hoping, I have lots of questions. Steph, this is Heather. I was hoping, could you high level unpack what happens now? So just for this group, we just sent a press release this morning. We got board action yesterday, and then there's some things that need to happen as we develop this program. And I was wondering if you could lay that out for everybody.
Yeah, this is Stephanie. That's a great question. Just to give you all context, I think you all know, like, most of our funded programs, especially ones like this one's like brand new to the, besides our pilot, brand new to the district. And I think you all know that certain incentive-based measures do have to have a project plan approved. And so this again is like kind of guidelines for how we use the funding and such. And so this project plan is with CARB right now. They're working on approving it, and we hope that it's going to be approved really soon here. The next step after that we can kind of do, that we're working on kind of in parallel at the same time, is that the next thing we will do is release what we call an RFQ, or a request for quotation. And basically that's going to go out to, and it's going to be soliciting all of these different manufacturers to kind of give us best available pricing. So we're going to be looking for good devices, good prices, and things, Douglas, like you mentioned earlier, for example, like the time in between changing filters and stuff. There's a lot of criteria that's going to go into us picking the best vendor. And then once we're able to pick a vendor, then we can kind of move forward with opening up the program and hosting these in-person events. The RFQ will probably be open at least 45 days, if not a little bit longer. So we're not quite there yet, but we do think we're close enough that we can start working with this group and the CSC to start brainstorming in-person events and kind of how this program is logistically going to work when it opens in Stockton.
This is Heather again. Perfect. Thank you, Steph. I just wanted to provide some context because we do have a few things to put in place as we move forward. But this is our group to sort of, get it lined up and start talking about how we're going to talk about it, right? So we're going to continue the conversation here too, but a little bit of time it will elapse here as we pull this all together. Perfect. Thank you, Steph. Oh, I have another question. That's probably this Heather still. That's probably a question that maybe others have, like Douglas or whoever participated. If you participated already, you probably can't participate again. Do we think that will be the case?
Ooh, this is Stephanie. That's a good question.
That's when we'll get answered.
Yeah, I think we should follow up. I do know that our programs typically are like one device per address, but we can follow up on that and clarify. Because there are, like you're saying, Heather, a lot of people, I think a good number of our 617 people did, I think, participate the first time around. So we'll clarify.
Yeah. Made me think of it. And shout out to Margot for all her ideas for locations and things. She's not here, but we really appreciate those of you that live there and know the environment that you enjoy and operate in. So thanks for the feedback.
Alrighty, so this is Cassandra. We'll go ahead and move to next steps. So come April will be our next in-person whole CSC meeting. And then the next subcommittee meeting for this group will be Friday, April 14th at 2 p.m. And outside of that, that is about it. Are there any last minute things?
This is Stephanie. Maybe I think a lot of you were in the last CSC meeting, but for those of you that aren't, we're super excited that we're looking to host an in-person CSC meeting in April. So that's going to be April 5th. We are still finalizing the location, but we're super excited to be in the community. I think you all know it's like there was like technically like 2 meetings, I think, in person before we went online. And so we're really looking forward to meeting you all in person and seeing you not in a little Zoom box. But we will be providing you more details with that. But just like a save the date for you all is there's going to be an in-person meeting in 2 months.
We'll be here before we know.
Oh, hey, there's SP. Or maybe she's been there a minute. I didn't see her earlier. Hi, SP.
Hi. Yeah, sorry, I got on late. I was coming out of an appointment, so I apologize.
Well, we were just wrapping up, but a lot of good.
No, I heard all of that. Yeah.
Hey, this is Heather. SB, next week is our fireplace show and tell. Just a quick wrap up for you in case you can join us out there on Thursday at Yasuyani downtown.
Yeah, that's Thursday at, I think, isn't it the same time? Is it the same time or is it earlier before the EJAC?
A little earlier, 4:30. It's kind of open house, right? So people can come and go, whatever works.
Yeah, I'll probably stop by on my way because then,
Perfect.
you know, since I have to go to Modesto to be there for the EJAC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That works.
Yeah.
We need you everywhere, SB.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Okay. Well, you guys have a great weekend.
You as well.
Thank you.
All righty. So with that, any other last minute questions? Yep. Well, thank you so much for your feedback and for your suggestions. And it gives us kind of a game plan to roll with and to look into some other options. So greatly appreciate that input and insight. And until then, we'll see you guys at the next meeting. All righty. You guys have a good one. Take care. Have a wonderful 3-day weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.